I just shaved 15 minutes off my marathon time in 2 months and ended up running a 3-hour flat at Irving. The sad part is that I didn't record any of it, so I'm just gonna break down how it went. So the Irving Marathon was my 3rd marathon ever and my 2nd attempt at a sub 3. If you don't know, I ran a 3:15 at Houston a couple months ago, and that marathon didn't go as planned. So my fueling plan for this race was also going to be the same as it was for Houston, except I'd be adding a couple things. Started off with me getting at 4:30 a.m. and then pretty much just eating my protein oats, and then I started to sip on 2 scoops of G1M Sport and then a gel right before the race started. From there on, I would take a gel about every 25 minutes. I feel like 30 is a little bit too late for me, at least. And then I also carried a handheld water bottle with another 2 scoops of G1M Sport. And I didn't do that at Houston, and I think that was part of the problem why I ended up crashing. I can say that this time I definitely did not hit that wall like I did at Houston. Anyways, got to the start line. I was definitely less nervous than I was for Houston because, one, my guys were there that were running their own races. I also had my best friend Chris, who's an ultra runner, and decided to run it with me last second. Shout out to him. If you don't follow him, he's dope. He's doing great things in the ultra world as well. Once the race kicked off, my goal was to start off slower than what I did at Houston and then gradually work my way up into the 6:50 to 6:45 pace. I definitely wanted to keep it slower this time because I started way too fast at Houston and I ended up paying for it at the end of the race as well. So the first 5 miles of this marathon are pretty much kind of a slow, gradual hill. And I definitely underestimated the elevation of this marathon, not gonna lie. Because at Houston, I had 1 hill and that was it. It's probably the flattest marathon I think I'll ever run. But yeah, this one was a little bit different. It was also 2 loops out and back, which kind of made it harder because there was like no energy. There's not a lot of people. It was a smaller marathon. And if you know or have ever ran with me, I don't run with headphones, so it just made it that much harder. It looks like the first 7 miles, I was kind of holding it where I needed it to. I got to about mile 12 and I can't lie, I started to trip out for a second. That's the crazy thing with marathons, is such a roller coaster of emotions, of just constant battles of you feel good 1 second and then the next second you don't. Got to the half marathon at 1:29, which if you double that, puts me at a 2:59. So I was definitely pacing well through the first half, but that just meant also that I was gonna run that loop once again, and then the next from 13 to mile 19, it would be all uphill. It wasn't really uphill, but it's like a gradual incline, and those gradual inclines, they're really sneaky because they do take a toll on you. Somewhere along mile 15, 16, I ended up losing Chris because he had to stop for the bathroom, and then I didn't see him from there till the end, but I was like, this is where it's gonna get hard. I gotta do it on my own anyways. My issue again with other races is I never stopped to drink water or anything, and I think you pay for it later on in those 6 to 5 miles left. So after mile 15, I was like, I need to stop and drink water because I haven't been drinking water other than what was in the carb mix. So that I think had also a little bit of an impact on my pacing, because after mile 15 it slows down, goes from 6:55, 6:57 to 7:04 to 6:56. A lot of this was also that gradual incline that I told you about earlier. And those hills, once you start feeling taxed, any little hill or up or down starts to feel a lot bigger than it actually is, and it just hurts. Ended up picking it back up though around mile 20 in the Houston Marathon. At that point, I was like, what is wrong with me? But not at Irving this time. Kept pushing through mile 20 for this one, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Got to mile 23, and that's where things got really weird. For about half a mile, I was like, holy crap, I feel good. Let me just pick up the pace a bit. And I can't even explain how deceiving that is, because after that half a mile, I felt the worst I've ever felt at a marathon. I saw my heart rate and it just jumped up to 180. And I was like, oh man, I'm hurting. These last 3 miles are gonna be a battle. But luckily for me, there was this dude that was just flying past me. And I asked him, like, yo, bro, I was like, can I just try to hold on with you? I was like, because I'm hurting really bad right now. And he said, yeah, come on, let's do it. So then those last 3 miles, that last 5K, man, I tell you, like, I've never hurt that bad before. I was so done. I was trying to make every excuse in the book to quit right there and then. Like, who cares? This is not that important. My sub 3 is going out the window. But it kind of flipped like a switch in me as well. It was like, if I tell myself this now, then what else would I quit at in life, you know? I was like, nah. I was like, it's just a short amount of pain. I was like, I worked too hard to just let this go out the window just because I'm feeling, you know, really shitty right now. I was trying to go faster. I couldn't go faster. It's kind of insane how, like, it's such a battle at that point of the race that you're like, I'm almost there, but I'm not almost there. Got to about mile 24 and I realized that this dude I'm running with, he starts to fall off a bit, and then I slowly start to get ahead of him. But then I'm like, come on, bro, like, you let me hold on to you, you gotta, come on, you gotta hang on with me. So the last mile and a half, it was probably just like a side by side, like, I would pull forward, he would pull forward. I would pull forward, he would pull forward. And I 100% don't think I would have got as close of a time if that guy wasn't there, because at this point the race is so dead. There's no one cheering you on. There's no one out there, you know, not until the finish line. So it just got to a point where I was just like, damn, this is a true mental game right now. But I can't lie, I am more than proud of myself for grinding those last 3 miles. And I think I just knew I had that in me always. Obviously I didn't break the 3 hour mark, but I literally like nailed it on the dot. And one of those things where it's like, damn, well, if I would have pushed a little bit harder, I would have had my goal. But you can only control what you can control, right? And that's one of the things where I came to terms when I was truly suffering with these last 2 miles. Crossed the finish line and man, felt like I was gonna just pass out and wobbling across. Got it done, 3 hours flat, and I couldn't be more prouder of the result, but it also left me a little bit hungry as to where we're gonna go next. Pretty much the job's not finished. Got a few races lined up for later on this year where we'll get that sub 3 for a fact. I know what it takes now to actually get there, and we're gonna get it done. The other thing I forgot to add on is it got warm. It got so warm. We're in Texas, so I can't imagine doing this with like the right conditions and a flatter course or a downhill course, because I know I would get that sub 3. Anyways, that's not an excuse. Still proud of this time I got, and I'm proud of all my friends that ran this marathon too. Yeah, let's keep working. Got a few races lined up. That's it guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll try to do more cinematic vlogs next time. But yeah, appreciate it if you watched this far as well, and if you watch my videos, thank you so much. Can't stress that enough. Thank you guys.